Hello, everyone. Today I am so honored and privileged to talk to an amazing and incredible boss lady. And you have to know exactly what I mean by an amazing and an incredible boss lady. I just cannot wait for you to listen to some of the impactful stories that this amazing woman has gone through. And I cannot wait for you to hear the story of where she's come from. But regardless of that, just have a passion for helping people realize their life goals and dreams. And without much ado, I would love to introduce you to Becca Goldsberry. Hi, Becca. How are you doing?
Hey, Victoria, I'm so good. I'm so thankful to be here and just appreciate you and everything that you do for us boss ladies.
I mean, thank you. Thank you because you are inspiring me. And this is why I love doing this because when I hear the stories of you and so many other women, it just lifts me up. And I know that today, at least one person, if not more, will be lifted up when they hear your story and your journey and all the amazing things that you're doing to help people.
Well,
Okay. So let's for those that don't know who you are and what you do, can you just take us back, to the beginning? I know your family plays a big part of
yes.
who you are. So just tell us a little bit about that and just set the stage for us.
Oh, I think I was born a salesperson. Being a salesperson, some people think it's a negative connotation.
Mm.
But I truly and honestly believe one of the principles that we live by at Southwestern Consulting and one of our missions is to elevate the practice and perception of sales. And I truly do believe that the sales profession is a humble and a noble profession because if we're not selling what we do, right, there would be nobody who is selling insurance, who can, have health insurance and car insurance if we're getting in an accident, and people who do mortgages and helping people live in their dream homes or their forever homes and their first homes. And then you've got the realtors, right? Like everybody who sells something of importance for somebody else.
Right.
And so I think, I guess I always laugh and say my first sales job, not only there was a couple, but one was selling Girl Scout cookies, right? Because every girl used to sell Girl Scout cookies. So that was one. But the other was actually working for my family's business.
Mm.
And they had a resort called Red Rush Park in Seymour, Indiana. And as a little girl, I would sit in the back of the concession stand and I would make pizza boats and pizzas and cotton candy and popcorn. And, I would, go around selling these things and helping my family. And then as I get older, I got into working at the gift shop, and then I worked in the restaurant for a little bit. And then, I graduated to working our gatehouse in admissions. And
Mhm.
then finally, in high school, working the reservations desk and helping people make reservations for their holiday getaways and stuff. So I'd always been working in our family's business. And that was one of the things that my parents and my grandma and grandpa always, distilled in us is hard work, and nothing is ever given to you. You got to go earn it and go work for it. And that's just a part of who I am, and it's in my DNA. And
Yes.
so when I met my husband, I told him, I'm like, I could be a workaholic if I really want to. So I need to create boundaries, right? So as most people, we need to create some boundaries. And um, he's very gracious with me. And if I'm working a little too late or a little too much, he just does that little that little nudge saying, "Hey, don't forget."
Right.
And so I've been much better the last 6 7 years in creating better life balance for myself.
That's amazing. I mean, we gotta be thankful and thank God for supportive spouses too, because without them, we cannot do all the things that we're doing. So that is,
Yeah.
yeah,
My husband, Michael, Victoria, he is a godsend, and he is a wonderful man, a good Christian guy. And
right.
he makes sure that we stay on, the right path. And, and he's a big cheerleader, big proponent.
That's
And he
amazing.
and if he was like, "They don't want coaching? They're crazy." I'm like, "I know, right?" Like, who doesn't want coaching for their team and help them get better? I don't know either. So, like, he's like the biggest cheerleader we've got.
Right. That's amazing. So I didn't introduce you, but you kind of talked about it. So thank you so much for saying that. So you do sales and leadership business coaching with
Yeah,
Southwestern Consulting. And I
yeah,
know that even prior to that, you have a lot of wealth of experience. I mean, just from what you just shared with your family, like that was a lot because, I feel like that's part of what led you to who
yeah.
you are and how you help people now, but also you've led a team of over 300 people with also training. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I worked for a company. So I do have my master's in social work from the University of Louisville. And
Mhm,
I was doing family therapy and working with kids and stuff in the Lutheran school systems in Jackson and Bartholomew counties. And I decided I would give my hand a try and direct sales and did a company called Beauty Control for 7 years and grew a team, a downline of over 300 people. And while I was in beauty control, was in the top 50 in personal sales out of over 10,000 consultants, and had this great, amazing career. And then in about 2007, I decided, let's go into corporate world. And so I decided to throw my hat in the ring and worked for a company called Sunrise Greetings, based out of Bloomington, Indiana, for 5 years before Hallmark decided to move that operations over to Kansas City. And I
mm,
decided, hey, I lived near Kansas City during high school. I was in a Lutheran private boarding high school in
mhm.
Concordia, Missouri, called St. Paul's Lutheran High School. Went to high school out there, and I'm like, I don't want to go live back out there. I love all my friends and all my family out there, but I'm going to stay here in Indiana. And at that time, that's how I found out about Southwestern, because a friend of mine who was in beauty control with me, she's like, "Hey, who do you know that lives in the Louisville area that would be an amazing sales and leadership coach?" And it was like, "Me, right here, right here. You're
Right,
talking to me."
right.
So interviewed and did the 6 week interview process with the Southwestern, and I've been here for 10 years almost in
10
December.
years. That
Yeah.
is a long time. And you're helping people find their life purpose and figure out, tell us a little bit about that. What do you do? How do you help people in your new role?
Thanks for asking. Yeah, so what we do is we do one-on-one coaching,
Mhm,
and it's for people in sales and then also those who are in leadership, business owners, and we really help people in a multitude of ways,
mm,
right? So, it could be like one of my coaching clients, Lynn, who has literally tripled her business in the financial service industry over the last 5 years. She's been in coaching for 5 years, and she decided she's not leaving coaching until she retires. And and we don't have no stop of anytime ending anytime soon. So we help people increase income and grow their business. We help people, those moms and dads and people who just really want that life balance back,
mhm.
and
I
really figuring. And they were like, how do I work smarter, not harder? How do I gain time back so I can, have time with my kids? Or how can I just be present, like
Yes.
at the dinner table, and not having like my phone dictate every time it goes off or I see an email? Or how do I not, at night sit in bed and work on emails 3 hours until it's 1 o'clock in the morning?
Yes.
And how do I just find that balance, right? So we help people do that, and we work with people on confidence and goal setting and creating a vision and a passion for what they do, so they can just go out there and just literally crush it.
I love that. So, I'm a business owner and myself, and nobody tells you when you're transitioning from, working as an employee to owning your business that, we hear about the glitz and the glamour and all of that, but there's a lot of work. So that's
Yeah.
why I think that your role is so important to making sure that we still have that work-life balance. Like we just had the Labor Day holiday, and I know that it took me a lot of willpower to take a holiday, because, we are always thinking, and, there's always one thing more to do, but
Right.
you help to plan that time. and also make sure that we're getting rate of return, increased rate of return on the time, and also learning skills on how to delegate and just manage our time and things like that. So I think that your services are so important to the success of any business.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny. People are like, "Why do I need a coach?" Well, everybody needs accountability.
Mm,
And as humans, we are the worst at holding ourselves accountable. Yes, do we know what we need to do? Probably, but are you actually doing the things that you know you need to be doing? Or
mm,
are we just creatively avoiding doing the things that are making that's going to make us money or that's going to help us grow business? And sometimes, especially leaders and business owners, they really want somebody in their corner because it's lonely at the top,
right.
especially if you're a business owner,
Mhm.
and they just need somebody to help, give, you know, tips or ideas on growing their business, maybe new ways and an outside perspective, that 32,000, foot view from
Right.
above and saying, "Hey, here's what I'm noticing. Do you see
Mhm,
that as well? What
mhm.
can we do to help you?"
Right.
And it's just really thinking and helping leaders and business owners just strategize sometimes too, that they just need that cheerleader in their corner as well, saying, "Hey, you can do this.
Amazing,
You don't
amazing.
have to do it by yourself."
Right, right. And also just knowing, one of the conversations that I'm thinking about right now is like knowing when to expand, like how do I know when is the time to take this next level to grow my business? And, I work with a lot of people that are starting their business, and sometimes it's just very confusing. What do I do first? And how do I go about doing what I need to do next? So that's why I feel like, yeah, I love that with coaching and accountability, you're so right. Like we don't even know that we need it, but yeah, just and you have a lot of experience, whether in all the things that you've done to help see, what needs to be done to move, business and our leaders into a whole new level.
Absolutely, and the beauty I think of, it's just not me. I There's a whole team of us,
Oh,
There's
really?
over 150 coaches in over 14 countries or something. We're just growing so crazy,
Wow.
that I keep losing count of where we're at, but we're this massive team of entrepreneur and coaches whose mission is just to help more people, because the more people we can help, it's
Mhm.
like a small domino effect.
Right.
Not only do we help, you know, with increasing income and business, but I love the coaching clients that they come on our coaching calls. And Victoria, I've had people come on and say, "You know what? You have Because of coaching, you have saved my marriage."
Wow.
Because we've helped them with their time management, helped
Mm,
them with their work-life balance,
yeah.
helped them on how to communicate more effectively, like with their children and their spouses and their partners and colleagues and team members to, "Hey, I had a coaching client a couple weeks ago. She was so excited. She goes, "Hey, I have lost 25 pounds in like 3 months. And
Wow.
thank you just for the accountability and just checking on me on every one of my calls, just seeing how I'm doing at this because nobody else is checking on me."
Right.
Right.
Wow.
So men, women, I mean, and as a company, it's just one of those things that we love most and about what we do.
Wow, that's incredible. That's really amazing. So, I know that you've gone through a lot of things in life, and
Yeah.
one of the things that I admire about you is just your tenacity, and your grit and just perseverance. Can you just tell us some of the challenges that you've gone through, and just one of the things that I would love to do, and I know you are passionate about is also inspiring people, through your work and just helping people, achieve their goals and their dreams. But part of that is also overcoming challenges, and you've done that so well. So tell us some of those, some of the challenges that you faced and how you overcame that.
Yeah. So I would say, growing up, especially in high school and college, I would have these massive migraines.
Hmm.
And and I would have just thought, and I was always an athlete. and I did track in college, and I was, lifting weights, and they were heavy weights. And I just thought, certain, symptoms were just because I was an athlete and working out all the time and different things. And then when I got into my master's program, I'm like, something's still not right. And so I had asked my family physician, like, hey, can you check my thyroid? Can you check certain things? And she's like, sure. And she looked and realized that I had a pituitary tumor. And it's something I still live with, and I take medication to control it. And but this tumor had so much power over me because it would literally be crippling, to where at the end, before
Mm,
I was diagnosed, I would have headaches and would just be like on the floor, and it would be hard to work. And when I would have these headaches, they would be like 48-hour just nonstop headaches. And
wow.
so I call my tumor Bertha. She lives like right here, right? And I call her Bertha, and she has no power over me.
Mm,
And that's when I learned about what we call affirmations
mm,
and positive affirmations. And I was doing a lot of reading of like John Maxwell at the time, and that was about the time I started
mm,
with beauty control, and and leadership, and all of this sales. And um, it was one of those driving moments where I'm like, okay, nothing should have this much power over anybody, any kind of sickness, illness. And so I really became big on affirmations
mhm,
back then. And I kind of started growing my grit and my perseverance, and the idea of like just never give up. And
mhm,
then about 2011, another big moment. And these moments, and Southwestern Consulting, we call them confidence anchors,
mm,
moments in time where you literally have overcome the odds. And
mm.
because you did, you now have the belief that you can overcome anything and everything that is put in your way. Right? So
Yes.
my pituitary tumor is one. My
Mm,
second was I did have bariatric surgery. It'll be it's 11 years this year, over 11 years ago. And I lost 180 pounds at the time. And that to me is another massive accomplishment, because I don't care who you are. That's just hard work. And again, it's grit, it's perseverance. And so when life throws lemons, and there
mm,
have been lots of lemons, one of the things that my husband and I and our family has gone through is we've gotten full custody of my bonus daughter, my stepdaughter, Caitlin. And
mhm.
so, we've gone through those challenges, and she's going to be 16 in December, and we've got a toddler who will be 4 in November.
Wow.
And life, 4-year-old and a 16-year-old, all you parents are going, oh goodness, Becca, I feel you. I
Yes,
got you.
yes.
Right. And so all these things, when, life gives us lemons, it's how do we make lemonade? And
Mm,
as one of my friends would say, how do we make some margaritas even if we
mm,
need to?
yes.
And to me, it's affirmations, it's having goals, but more importantly, what is your vision, my passion, my why?
Mm,
Everything I do is going towards my vision and my passion.
right.
And
That
so,
makes
and to do that, I get to serve and help as many people as I possibly can.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, like just the joy, even as you're talking about it, like knowing that you're not letting anything weigh you down, like it's just so inspiring for me, to me, and I hope that anyone listening out there feels the same way because, and that's who I want in my corner too, as my accountability partner, as my coach. Because sometimes, it's hard when you're coaching someone where you've not been in their shoe or something similar to what they're going through, or like maybe even harder, but you have that experience, in addition to all the other 140,
Like
um,
50, I think we're close to probably 175 now.
you
Like, we
know,
just keep growing. Yes.
right. So
I saw that we just added 2 new team members today. So we just keep growing.
it's just yeah, and
Yeah,
so
we
that's
just keep
very
growing.
reassuring. That's so
Yeah.
reassuring knowing that you're not just speaking just from just mere education, but like there's passion, there's just experience behind all of that too. So, and I think that's just, oh my God. Okay, I'm getting goosebumps. Just hearing about that, I feel like that definitely is so like, if you're wondering if you ever, and I'm gonna talk about that later on, but like I definitely go follow Becca on social media. Like she does incredible job on social
Oh,
media. I love your Instagram. I always pop in there to kind of see what's next. And I love that you're also sharing tips as well too.
yeah.
So tell us, how does it go with coaching? Like
Mhm.
what do, like, because sometimes that can also sound a little bit like far-fetched, for people that are
Right.
not, very doesn't know what coaching is about. Like how does it work? Like how do you work with people to help them?
Absolutely. Great idea. So typically there's a couple ways that people can reach out and find out about what we do and what does coaching look like. One is a lot of leaders have me come in and we do a complimentary customized 1 hour sales training. A lot of times people are doing, whether it's in person or via Zoom or remote, they still have weekly and monthly team meetings. And
Mhm.
so they'll get all their sales team together, they'll get their leadership together, and me and the leader will customize a really awesome and amazing workshop for their teams. And at the end, we'll share about what the one on one coaching looks like. If it's a fit for them, cool, great. We'll get their team who is coachable, committed, ready for a change up and running. And if they're not, that's okay too. At least they know where they can go to if
Mm.
they're ever ready to really take their business to the next level. The other way is if you don't have a team, or it's just to reach out to me, and we do a complimentary business action planning session where where I just really hone in and I learn about you. I learn about your business. I learn about where do you want to go next? How
Mm.
can I help? How can Southwestern help you take your career to the next level? And
Right.
if coaching's a fit, great, we'll get you up and running. And if it's not a fit, that's okay too.
Great. Okay, so what I'm hearing now is that you offer that complimentary session, and so that anyone who is interested in working with you, they can get on your website or find you probably via social media to connect with you, right?
Yep. And there I've got a website through southwesterncoaching.com/Becca-Goldsberry.com. And you can fill out the form and I'll reach out and we'll schedule a time to talk and connect, or reach out to me, DM me. I'm everywhere. I'm on, you said I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on, Instagram. I've got a Facebook business page. You can find me, message me, and reach out to me, and I'd be happy to have a conversation.
Yes, and we're going to put all that information in
Yeah,
the comments too, so
cool.
that way people have access to that. But one other thing I wanted to also mention, like I really like that you're doing complimentary sessions because some people have no idea,
Yeah,
but I like that you're helping to, have that conversation up front. Like, are we a good fit? Like, how can I help you? And, it sounds like even if they're not ready yet, that's okay because
yeah,
eventually, you're always there. Your door is open when they're ready
always.
as well.
And I've been here 10 years. I'm not going anywhere. I tell everybody this is where I will retire, and I don't even know what the word retire means. So I will be here. Um, And yeah, and I'm doing a complimentary workshop at Indy Maven Space in Indy, downtown Indianapolis, on September 22nd at
Yes.
12 o'clock. So if you're in the Indianapolis market, hop
Mhm.
down. There's on my social media, you'll see links to register and go to one of the workshops. And we're going to be talking about how to grow your business, how to
Right.
gather unlimited referrals, how to
Mm.
have really good conversations, and some time management tips. So you'll definitely, if you're in the Indianapolis market, hop down on the 22nd at Maven Space in downtown Indy at 12 o'clock. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a great time.
Yes, yes, and these are things that we all can learn from, regardless of what where we are in our businesses. 'Cause, I mean, we always want referrals, we always want new leads. Time management's a big deal. So yes. So if you're in the Indianapolis area, like just make sure I'm going to put all the details in the comments, and also you'll be able to register. But you don't have to even wait to make sure you get on Becca's Instagram and social. She's everywhere. I'm telling you, you can start Googling her right now. You'll find her. Like, and she does an amazing job on social media. So make sure you register because you don't want to miss that session. Okay. So I know that you have a wealth of experience, and I just wonder when you look back,
Mm.
what do you tell, what advice do you have for your younger self or for someone starting out in business or someone that is trying to get ahead, having a little bit of obstacle to get to their dreams, so what advice do you have to keep them encouraged or inspired?
That is so hard, and I would say it would be a couple things.
Mm,
One, always keep learning and perfecting your craft. Whatever your passion is, keep learning, keep growing your skill sets. Um, Seek out a mentor, a coach, or somebody to help you get to where you want to go. That would
mhm,
be my first. And the second is don't let negative Nancy's, don't let the negative people in your life or around you suffocate you.
mm,
Find, Zig Ziglar and Brian Tracy and all the greats always say, and they used to say, you are the five top people you spend the most time with.
yes,
So, who are you spending the most time with? Are you spending time and are you best friends with people who uplift you and are your cheerleaders? Or are your best friends and people around you those who are tearing you down,
mm,
who aren't believing in your goals? Because you always want to find those who can raise you up.
right, right,
Okay. And, growing up, I was always very self conscious and different things. And it wasn't until I found people who lift me up
mm,
where you come out of your true shell and you really just blossom into the person that God wanted me to be.
yeah,
And when I read that about from Zig Ziglar when I was in beauty control, I was like, well, that just makes a whole lot of sense. You
right,
know? So the
yes,
second piece is make sure that your core group of people that you are always with are cheerleaders, are supportive, are raising you up. And
right,
if you don't have a person, go find a mentor or a coach to do that for you.
yes, yes, and I
Everybody needs those people.
Right, right. And I really like that because I also wanted to mention like sometimes we also have to, we have to think critically who those are because sometimes we're not thinking about who are those surrounding us, right? And it's never too late to change the people around us, If you are wondering, if you just want to be able to assess the people around you, I think that's something they might even be able to spend their 1 hour consultation with you, right?
Yeah,
Just to kind of ask those questions, the thought provoking questions that will help them think about, okay, what are some of the things around you to help them identify and hopefully get on the path to changing the top five people around them.
absolutely. And it's
Right.
kind of like a really good SWOT analysis. What are your
Mhm.
strengths? What's going well? And then what are the weaknesses or the areas of opportunity for growth? And then what are my threats? And if we're not really taking a hard look at ourselves, not just professionally, but personally, we're really missing the boat. We're not doing ourselves justice.
Mm, wow. Well, it's been an amazing conversation with you today. And I mean, I think you're a boss lady because of
Oh,
everything that we've talked about today and so much more. I am so excited about where you're going and what the future holds for you and all the amazing things that you're doing right now and how you're helping people, achieve their goals because I can tell that's your passion and it just, oozes out of you so much. So if you're out there and you need help in this area, please reach out to Becca. You can get her on social media, and I believe your Instagram. Let's just say it right now, so that way they're not waiting. I'm sure they can Google you and then find that information. But tell us your social media, your Instagram at least. Or
yes, I do believe my Instagram is Becca Goldsberry SWC.
yes, yes, that's right, Becca Goldsberry. SWC, and you would not be disappointed because she not only shares amazing tips, but it's just fun to watch you. I love that because it's also it can be nerve wracking to get in front of the camera, but you do it so effortlessly, so
Oh,
gracefully. So, thank you.
well, I always try to make it worthwhile. If anybody's on social media, they at least need to get one good tip
Yes.
every day to grow their business or help them personally somehow. So that's my goal.
Great. That is amazing. It was so nice talking to you today. And Thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank you, Victoria. It's an honor to be on here with you, and I look forward to talking to everybody soon.